मिसक्रिएंट कोई ढेला फेंक दे, ईटा फेंक दे, फिर होगा कि लालू यादव ने असहयोग किया। आए हैं, अफसर हैं, उनको जैसा आदेश देंगे नरेंद्र मोदी वैसा करेंगे। बीजेपी और सारे देश के लोगों से मेरा अपील है कि हम लोग बिल्कुल निर्दोष हैं। हमारे काल में रेलवे देश और दुनिया में हमारे रेलवे का नाम ऊंचा हुआ। घाटा के सौदा को मुनाफा में हम किया। हार्वर्ड से लेकर एनसीआर से लेकर अहमदाबाद तक सब लेक्चर हमारे हुए, किताब भी लिखाया। और ईमानदारी से मैं बोलता हूँ, एक भी गलत काम करने का इजाज़त हमने नहीं दिया। मैं चाहता तो अर्जन कर सकता था, लेकिन इसको हमने पाप समझा और बेवजह हम लोग को इस पर घसीटा जा रहा है। तो कानून का कायदा से हमसे जहाँ भी पूछना चाहे सीबीआई।
Well, former Rail Minister and RJD Supremo Lalu Prasad on the defensive over there, claiming political conspiracy of behind the CBI raids, the searches that are happening across the country, 12 different locations, and clearly pointing out to political vendetta, especially when he said that it is a conspiracy by the BJP-led center to put all the opposition leaders behind bars. But when he was pointing out to that preliminary inquiry that was conducted on that basis that the FIR was registered by the CBI, he said that due process was followed. There was open tender when it came to the shifting of the hotels over there, and so far he is claiming that it is the witch hunt over there on him, on his family members as well. Remember, it is not only Lalu but his wife Rabri Devi and also son Tejasvi Yadav, whose name features in that CBI FIR. This is the big story that we will continue to focus on the other side of a very short break. News and updates continue on the other side. Do stay with us.
Well, behind me is the house of Tejasvi Yadav, which is under construction. Some of the parts have been built up. This is exactly where the CBI conducted their raids in the morning. There have been raids not just here but also in Patna, Gurugram and also other parts of the Delhi. This is in regard to Lalu Prasad Yadav's involvement, how during his tenure he gave the goes to hotels for hospitality and for maintenance to a private institute.
welcome. You're watching Times Now. This is Newsroom 365. I'm Viren Farao. We're giving you the immersive experience right now here on Times Now. We give you a sense of what it's like to be in the Times Now newsroom, and all you have to do is go to YouTube and type Times Now Immersive, and you will find this link which will show you a 360-degree view of what it's like to be in the Times Now's newsrooms as we break the news from India and across the country. But first, let's take a look at the top story that we're tracking at this hour. Well, we begin with the story of Lalu Prasad Yadav, who finds himself in a spot yet again. The CBI has conducted raids at 12 locations across the country today, including in Gurugram, in Delhi, in Patna. All this in relation to the scam which has been unearthed by the CBI dating back from 2004 to 2014 when he was Railway Mantri. Well, Lalu Prasad Yadav has lobbed a conspiracy charge against the BJP, calling it a politically motivated case by the centre. Let's listen to what Lalu Prasad Yadav had to say.
कुछ होटलों को जो बुरी हालत में था, IRTC ने 2006 में टेंडर किया, ओपन टेंडर 15 साल के लिए इन होटलों को, और डेवलप करने हेतु इन होटलों को दिया गया टेंडर के द्वारा, जो IRTC ने इनको दे दिया कि आप लोग डेवलप करें। ये लीज पर दिया है, एब्सोल्यूट सेल नहीं है, ये लीज है 15 साल का। आज जो भी डेवलप करेगा वो अपने लागत से करेगा। चाणक्य से भी पूछ सकते हैं, जाके आप लोग जाते हैं वहाँ पर। और जो खपड़ेल था, बदतर हालत में था, उसको करोड़ों रुपया लगा करके चाणक्य ने यहाँ पर खड़ा किया है, और पूरी में भी। और जो उसकी आमदनी होगी एग्रीमेंट पे होगा, एग्रीमेंट मंगा के, हमारे पास तो एग्रीमेंट नहीं है, उसमें है कि लाइसेंस फीस भी देना पड़ेगा पार्टी को, लाइसेंस फीस भी देना पड़ेगा 15 साल के लिए। अगर 15 साल उसको रिटर्न हुआ नहीं हुआ तो रेलवे वो IRTC में फिर अप्लाई करेगा, तो एक्सटेंशन दे या ना दे, फिर ये संपत्ति रेलवे को वापस हो जाएगा। ये जो कहा जा रहा है कि पहले से भी होटल के बदले में जमीन ले लिया, ये जो बातें की जा रही है तो विभाग के द्वारा दिया गया।
Well, even as a corner, Lalu Prasad Yadav tries to find his counter against the raids by the CBI. Well, my colleague Bhavtosh is tracking what the CBI, in fact, has been doing. Bhavtosh, now Lalu Prasad Yadav may call this a criminal conspiracy, but yet he has to come out and refute the allegations that have been made by the CBI, because, you know, it's a very detailed FIR copy that you've accessed, which clearly shows that the role that he played as Railway Mantri and the favors he got in return for the favors he gave out.
Well, there are at least 3 instances where Lalu Prasad has been found indulging in corruption or in criminal conspiracy. The first is the date 25th February 2005, when coaches who are owners of Chanakya Hotel, and now subsequently they also have the lease of BNR Hotels, signed a sales deed with Delight Marketing Private Limited. Now, Delight Marketing Private Limited is a company whose director is Sarla Gupta. Now, 3 acres of land was sold off to this company for only 1.47 crores, and this is written in the CBI FIR. And CBI said that on that very day, that's on 25th February 2005, the railway also signed a deal with IRCTC, transferring 2 BNR hotels to both in Puri and Ranchi to IRCTC. They further said that the entire tender processing was made in a way that it only benefits or suit coaches and no one else. In fact, when CBI asked for documents or tender bid from Dinanath Hotels, another company that was bidding for this BNR hotel, the documents were not even found with IRCTC. The CBI has said that once these hotels were sold off to coaches then sold the land to Delight, and then Delight over a period of time sold these 3-acre land to Lara. Lara is a front for Lalu, or acronym for Lalu and Rabri Yadav. And once this property was sold off, the deal was finalized. The expensive real estate properties was with the others, worth at least 32 crore rupees. Now, the circle rate in Patna for Dinapur railway station property is around 32 crore rupees, whereas it was sold off to Yadav's family only for 64 lakh rupees.
Certainly, some of those details are quite, eyebrow-raising. Bhavtosh, stay with us. We've got some more breaking news coming in. Well, we've got some more breaking news coming now. Raids are currently underway at the residence, in fact, of the former managing director of the IRCTC. Remember, who's also been named in the FIR that Bhavtosh is bringing to us the details. These are pictures of his residence, in fact, as the CBI conducting raids, as we said, across 12 different locations across the country. Bhavtosh is still with me. Bhavtosh, explain to our viewers, prima facie, as per the CBI, what is the role that the former IRCTC MD, in fact, played in this scam?
Well, in fact, if we just go by the FIR, taking the CBI word at the face value, what the CBI said is that Lalu Prasad Yadav, as a railway minister, entered into a criminal conspiracy with PK Goyal, the then managing director of IRCTC, and got the 2 Bijnor hotels transferred to Sujata Hotels, which are the proprietors of Hotel Chanakya. In layman terms, what it says is that PK Goyal made sure that the bid or the contract and the lease goes only to coaches and to no one else. For this, they continuously changed the tender process. At some point of time, there were only 2 bidders. In one case, we just told you that Dinapur Hotels papers are not even with the Railway Ministry. And interestingly, in the case of a hotel that was sold off in Puri, there were only 2 bidders. One was Sujata Hotels, which is owned by the coaches, and the second was Hotel Kesari. Now, again, the rules were changed to benefit coaches. That's the role played by PK Goyal at the behest of Lalu Prasad Yadav. Whether it helped him in getting some kind of pecuniary benefit or bribe, it's still not clear. But CBI has said it very clearly that rules were bent, tender process was changed only to favor coaches, because coaches were selling off very expensive land to Delight Marketing, which is in fact owned by Sarla Gupta, who was in fact a Benami holder according to CBI of Lalu Prasad Yadav.
Certainly, all those details now beginning to tumble out of the closet. That FIR, leveling some, giving some detail, shedding some light on what those might be. Bhavtosh, stay with us. We've got some more breaking news coming in. Well, Times has access. First pictures of Rabri Devi, in fact, the wife of Lalu Prasad Yadav, inside her home while the CBI team was in fact there raiding the residence. My colleague Sham Sundar is now joining me live. Sham, we see pictures of Rabri Devi inside the premises while the CBI team was there. What details do we know? What stuff did the CBI pick up? Did they have a word with Rabri Devi?
Well, as of now, clearly Lalu Prasad Yadav just spoke on this issue in Ranchi. Lalu Prasad Yadav was in Ranchi for the appearance in the court in a case related to the fodder scam. So only out of the family, only Lalu Prasad Yadav has spoken till now. He clearly called it a political vendetta, and he said that whosoever speaks against the central government or the Modi government will have to face the music, and that is why I'm being targeted. But as far as 10 Circular Road, which is the official residence of Lalu Prasad Yadav and Rabri Devi in Patna. Now, meanwhile, let me tell you that Rabri Devi, along with Tejasvi Yadav and Tej Pratap Yadav and other family members, are still inside. The CBI officials are still inside. Few RJD leaders had been allowed to go inside. Some of the spokesperson had gone inside. They visited, they met Rabri Devi, and then they again came out. But as of now, no official reaction has come from Rabri Devi or the Deputy Chief Minister Tejasvi Yadav, because remember, in the FIR, Tejasvi Yadav's name is also written. As far as Nitish Kumar is concerned, Nitish Kumar is in Rajgir. He's having a meeting. He's summoned the DGP, the Home Secretary and the Chief Secretary to Rajgir. Apart from that, Bijnor Yadav, Lalan Singh and Shravan Kumar, the 3 ministers of the JDU quota who are said to be very very close to Nitish Kumar, have also been called in to Ranchi. They have been summoned by Nitish Kumar. Remember now, law and order is also it will also be a challenge now, because once the RJD workers get onto the streets, if you remember the 90s when FIRs were registered against Lalu Prasad Yadav in the fodder scam, we had seen how there would be road blockades, there would be train blockades, nothing would function, there would be arson, and there would be vandalism on the streets. So that definitely now law and order will also be an important issue, because remember just 2 days before in Patna during the Foundation Day celebration, Lalu Prasad Yadav has clearly hinted, he had asked his party कार्यकर्तास कि अगर रैली के पहले मुझे जेल भेजा जाता है तो क्या आप रैली करोगे? This was Lalu Prasad Yadav's question in Patna to his party workers during the Foundation Day. So definitely Lalu Prasad Yadav clearly knew that the CBI would start doing its work, raids would be conducted, and they would definitely try, because even Sushil Modi had clearly said that how will Lalu Prasad Yadav do a rally on the 27th of August? What if he goes to jail before that? So definitely things were hinted.
Sham, very clear that it's become absolutely political. It's a political fight. That's what Lalu Prasad Yadav wants to make it out into. Well, it remains to be seen whether he's going to be successful at that, but let's listen to some of the political reactions on the big breaking development of the day.
What is political vendetta? Where is BJP in this? I am not able to understand. Do you mean to say that anybody against whom any charge is there, that should not be inquired at all? The cases against Lalu Prasad ji are not by our government. They are there even earlier also. The government which was supporting also. The parties with whom is having a coalition also. The law is taking its own course. The government or the party has no role in it. Let me make it very clear. Instead of facing the charges and answering the charges, making political allegation against the government and the BJP has become a fashion with some of these opposition parties. And I hope that they will understand their folly of making such false allegations. And by doing it so, that means they are trying to cover up their own faults.
I think these don't require any comment from a political party. These are legal proceedings. These are proceedings which will ultimately find their culmination in court judgments. The only thing which is important is the boundary principle should be that there should be no attempt to carry on any political campaign or vendetta or bias. And other than that, the courts will take care of it.
Well, my colleague Aditi Anantarayan joins us live, in fact, from the national capital, tracking what the BJP is really saying. Aditi, you were there when that press conference happened. Venkaiah Naidu very clearly saying this is not a politically motivated move. This is a CBI doing its job, nothing else. But the BJP, Aditi, is really turning up the pressure on Nitish Kumar as well, because they're saying the onus is on him to act against Lalu's sons, who are part of his government. Aditi? Well, I don't think Aditi can hear me, but certainly the onus that it's very clear that the BJP is trying to put the onus onto Nitish Kumar, in fact, to try and act against them. Well, there's some more political reactions coming in. Let's listen to them.
सीबीआई अपना काम कर रही है और वो तथ्य को जुटा रही है, और अभी तक जो तथ्य पता चल रहा है उसमें क्या कहते हैं कि जो है उसमें काफी सत्यता है, तो कानून अपना काम कर रहा है। एक के बाद एक कई मामलों में कोई देखिए हम बतलाते हैं राजनीतिक, ये तो ट्रांसपेरेंसी है। जैसे अभी सीबीआई ने छापामारी किया, सब लोगों के सामने बतला दिया, डॉक्यूमेंट्री प्रूफ है, कितना का था, इतना में शेयर खरीदा, इतना में ये हुआ, यहाँ का होटल बेचा गया, यहाँ का ये किया गया, तो सारा का सारा डॉक्यूमेंट्री चीज है। कोई एलिगेशन तो सिर्फ एलिगेशन पर तो नहीं जाएगा ना ये सीबीआई तो अपने जांच के ऊपर में जाएगा।
गठबंधन जो हुआ है दोनों नेताओं का, नीतीश का,
अब वो देखिए वो नीतीश जी के ऊपर में है कि नीतीश जी अपना सोचे कि क्या करना है, नहीं करना है, रहना है साथ में कि नहीं रहना है। इतना बड़ा चार्जेस क्या कहते हैं कि लग रहा है, इतनी बड़ी क्या कहते हैं सच्चाई सामने आ रही है, तो वो तो नीतीश जी को देखना है कि सुशासन बाबू कब तक रहेंगे।
Well, Aditi is now back with me live, in fact, from the national capital. Aditi, I was asking you, the role of the BJP here, because Venkaiah Naidu very clearly is speaking in part of the government, saying that this is not, the government, really using the CBI. This is the CBI merely doing its job. Well, on the other hand, you see the Bihar BJP trying to put the onus on Nitish Kumar, in fact, to act against these ministers, because Lalu Prasad's sons are ministers in his government.
Well, the fact remains, Viren, that earlier when we saw the raids being conducted at the residences and the properties of Misha Bharti across the country, especially in the national capital and in Patna, what the JDU sources had told us was that since no sitting member of the cabinet is being indicted or no charges are being leveled against any sitting member of the cabinet in the state of Bihar, that's why Nitish Kumar is not compelled to take any action as far as the alliance between the RJD and the JDU is concerned. But this time around the case is not the same, Viren, because this time Tejasvi Yadav's name mentions in the FIR. Tejasvi Yadav is a sitting minister in the Bihar government. He is the deputy chief minister of the state of Bihar. So a lot of onus also lies upon Nitish Kumar as to what really will he do as far as the alliance between the RJD and the JDU is concerned. Yes, the Bihar unit of the BJP is continuously putting the pressure on Nitish Kumar to come out and respond or act as far as the alliance between the RJD and the JDU is concerned. But here in the national capital, as far as the central leadership is concerned, they have clarified time and time again that any of the raids being conducted as far as Lalu Yadav is concerned are being conducted by the CBI, are being conducted by the investigative agencies. These are autonomous bodies. They are not working at the behest of the government of India or BJP as a party, something that the opposition parties have continued to allege against the government and against the BJP. Now, these are legal matters. The law will take its own course. But Lalu Yadav clearly, Viren, seems to be in the mood of giving it a political color by putting the entire onus on the BJP. But the fact is, everything is on black and white. Everything is down on paper. The CBI is conducting its raids. There have been raids that have been taking place even at the former MD of the IRCTC's residence. So now Lalu Prasad Yadav has clearly got more to respond than to just blame the BJP for the raids that have been conducted. And yes, Nitish Kumar has to break his silence to come out and say what really will he do now that his own deputy chief minister is being indicted by the CBI.
Well, absolutely, Aditi, and Madhav also joins us in the national capital. Madhav, put into perspective what is happening in the camp JDU, because Nitish has called for a top-level meeting of his ministers as well as the DGP and Home Secretary, as we understand, to try and place a strategy here, because I'm sure he'll probably be scratching his head, wondering how to keep this alliance together. On one hand, he's got eyes on 2019, but on the other, you've got Lalu Prasad Yadav, who's been embroiled in one scam after the other.
Well, absolutely. In fact, this is just the beginning of several cases. But as we all know, as far as the fodder scam, the second part of it, the fodder scam 2.0, is where, in fact, the Supreme Court just several months ago has said that the trial must be completed in a period of 9 months. So there's not a very long time window for Nitish to really look at, because any charges of corruption that Lalu Yadav or his family members or his party's top leaders face, all of it at some level or the other will come to the doorstep of Nitish Kumar, ultimately as the Chief Minister of Bihar and as the custodian of the government there. So clearly, of course, as someone who is the person in charge of this alliance government in Bihar, how long can Nitish Kumar really avoid this sort of a situation where, in fact, repeated charges of corruption keep coming in as far as Lalu Prasad Yadav and his family members are concerned. This time round, several more of his family members that have been included. The charges this time too are quite serious, and CBI clearly saying that there is evidence on hand of wrongdoing and wrongful gain as terms of money. So that's why, in fact, we are looking at raids that have been conducted at 12 locations. And for Nitish Kumar, who perhaps for the past 8 to 10 months has been making very different noises post-demonetization, not attending Sonia Gandhi's lunch, in fact supporting the NDA's presidential candidate as well, taking a completely different line from other opposition parties. Is it now time for Nitish Kumar to act? He is, of course, meeting with his top leaders, but will this meeting be crucial in deciding the future course of action as far as the JDU is concerned? And how long can Nitish Kumar really hold out against these increasing charges as far as Lalu Yadav and his various family members are concerned? That's a question that certainly all, not just in Patna, but even here in the national capital in New Delhi, are looking at.
Madhav, is this going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? That's what everyone really will be asking. Madhav, Nikunj, Bhavtosh, Aditi, as well as as Sham joining us live on the story. We're tracking the story right here on Times Now. That's our top focus. Time for us to slip into a short break.
Behind me is the house of Tejasvi Yadav, which is under construction. Some of the parts have been built up. This is exactly where the CBI conducted their raids in the morning. There have been raids not just here but also in Patna, Gurugram and also other parts of the Delhi. This is in regard to Lalu Prasad Yadav's involvement, how during his tenure he gave goes to hotels for hospitality and for maintenance to a private institute.
Well, we've got some more breaking news coming in back here on Newsroom 365. The Supreme Court has stayed the Uttarakhand High Court's order which declared the Ganga and the Yamuna as living entities. In fact, let me go across to Meenakshi Bhanja, who was tracking the developments in court. Yes, Meenakshi, bring us up to speed.
Well, Anand, this is going to be interesting because, you know, this particular order of the Uttarakhand High Court had come in for a lot of scrutiny and debate as to how the High Court there had gone ahead and declared the river Ganga and Yamuna as living entities. And therefore, today when the matter was mentioned, of course, again, to remind our viewers, this is not yet attained any conclusive finality before the Supreme Court because today is a very formative stage where the Supreme Court's jurisdiction was invoked, and indeed we will see a lot of debate and arguments surrounding this particular order in the foreseeable future. But for now, the news coming in from the Apex Court is that the Supreme Court indeed has gone ahead and stayed the Uttarakhand High Court's earlier order, which had given a living entity status to the river Ganges and Yamuna.
Well, Meenakshi, stay with us. We've got some more breaking news coming in from the top court of the country. Well, the Supreme Court has now pulled up the Tamil Nadu government over the farmer loans issue. Now, the top court has said there should be no coercive steps taken by the government against the farmers who are reeling under drought to recover loans. In fact, in Tamil Nadu, Meenakshi is still with us on the phone. Yes, Meenakshi, what has the top court told the Tamil Nadu government?
Well, this again assumes a lot of significance because our viewers will recall that the issue of farmers protesting in Jantar Mantar is an ongoing issue. It is a problem which will perhaps not have any immediate resolution. But one thing which has become very apparent and clear from the Supreme Court's hearing today is the fact that the top court of the country has struck a cautionary note to not just the state of Tamil Nadu but also the central government, saying that the policies which are formulated to resolve the distress and the anguish of the farmers not just have to be based on premium that a cooperative bank derives from such a situation, but also it has to be based on prudence and common sense. The government's role should be preventive. The government should step in to prevent the incidents of suicide and not just distribute compensation wherein after the incident itself of suicide has taken place.
Well, absolutely. Meenakshi there breaking for us the top 2 developments in the top court at this hour. Thanks, Meenakshi, for joining us. Well, on that note, it's time for us to slip into a short break on Newsroom 365. But remember, you can join the immersive experience here on Times Now, a unique 360-degree experience of what it's like to be in the Times Now newsroom. Well, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type Times Now Immersive, and you get a sense of what it's like to be in the Times Now newsroom. We're live broadcasting from Mumbai. Join us on the other side. He denied.
I was not under the influence of any intoxication.
He shed crocodile tears.
আপনাদের মধ্যে এখানে পার্সোনাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আছে যে সব থেকে কাছের কোনো বন্ধুকে একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্টের পরে নিজের হাতে করে এমার্জেন্সিতে ঢুকানো and she's bleeding from all over her body. Experience থাকলে বুঝতে পারবেন কতটা কষ্ট।
But your channel's stunning investigation exposed the VVIP actor.
If what Vikram is holding is actually alcohol, then his claims that he made very publicly about not having been drinking completely go out of the window.
Explosive statements nail the VVIP actor.
He ordered rum and coke. I think he was mixing his drinks that night.
And within hours, Mamta woken up from her slumber.
Mamta Banerjee has taken cognizance of the entire report, and Mamta Banerjee, is so to believe, has asked courts to investigate, do a fair probe.
Justice for Sonika. Times Now investigation impact. Times Now action begins here. headlines we're tracking this hour. Major setback for the RJD Supremo after fodder scam. Now hotel Gotala jolts. Lalu Prasad Yadav, former railway minister, finally booked by the CBI. Bihar's 2006 railway tender scam haunts Lalu Yadav. CBI raids underway at 12 locations. His family members, including wife Rabri Devi and son Tejasvi, also named in the FIR.
नाम करने के लिए भाजपा और देश के नेताओं को सब जगह इसी तरह से टारगेट करके और ये चाहते हैं कि सबको नस्ताबूद कर दें, सबको जेल पहुंचा दें.
But Lalu cries foul, says he's a victim of political vendetta, says the land in question with regard to Hotel Gotala was not his property but taken on lease.
Is taking its own course. The government or the party has no role in it. Let me make it very clear. Nitish Kumar is a very wise man, knowledgeable person, mature person. He knows what to do.
BJP dismisses political vendetta charges. Rail and Hotel Gotala comes as a big blow to the Mahagarbandhan. Onus now on Chief Minister Nitish Kumar. Karthik Ghosh was killed in cold blood following communal clashes, but Bengal police goes after his son instead of nabbing his killers. Bengal continues to boil. Congress left and BJP delegation stopped from entering. Violence hit Bashirhat.
बुरहान वानी को जिंदा रहना चाहिए ताकि मैं डायलॉग करता हूं उनके साथ.
Braves sacrifice their lives, but the Congress sides with terror. Saifuddin Soos turns terrorist Burhan Wani's sympathizer, says he would have kept him alive and initiated a dialogue. Shocking details from Jayalalitha's controversial estate. On paper, estate was shut down 6 years ago, but Sting shows 800 employees still working. 69 days after he literally drove Sonika Chauhan to her death, actor Vikram Chatterjee arrested by Kolkata police. It's a big Times Now impact. World leaders arrive in Germany for the G20 summit. Climate change, terror and trade top of the agenda at the global meet. Well, some big breaking news that we're tracking at this hour here on Times Now. Now, the Congress and the left have in fact now, Congress and the BJP in fact have now launched a protest against sexist CPM MP. Innocent for his comment. In fact, now Vivek is joining us on the phone line with the details. Vivek, we see pictures of the Congress and the left workers in fact now clashing with police, protesting against this MP for his sexist comment.
Absolutely right. This happened yesterday, in front of actor and MP, left Innocent house residents in Erinjalakuda, where there were separate protests held by the Congress and the BJP, the Yuva Morcha, at different instances. The main demand is, they want Innocent to apologize for the comments he has made, and also, the BJP also demanded his resignation from the president of Amma. We know what happened day before yesterday when Innocent gave a press meet at his house during the backdrop of the ongoing feud between Amma and the media people especially. Innocent's comment got a lot of backlash, not just from the media but also from different sections of society. Women activists condemned the statement, where he clearly said, when he was referred to a Christian, he clearly said that not good women share bed, basically. So this, and also he also did not in the Amma meeting which held 4 days back, at the Amma general body meeting, not even a single resolution has been passed against the action against those people who have the actress basically who's right now in the question where she was abused on February 17th. So all these issues have now taken the Amma into the organization Amma and also the president Innocent in the back foot. So yes, a different protest that's been held yesterday in front of the residents of Innocent MP.
Well, absolutely.
His words.
Well, absolutely. Vivek, thanks for bringing us those details. We've got some more breaking news coming in. Well, there's some relief for TTV Dhinakaran. In fact, the High Court has stayed the Chennai Metropolitan Magistrate Court on investigating FERA violation case of TTV Dhinakaran. Vijay is joining us with the details on the phone line. Yes, Vijay.
Well, it is a 20-year-old case, Viren, and also it's a huge relief for TTV Dhinakaran also. Though it's a 2-week relief only, it's about till the 17th of this month. Before that, the ED has been asked to reply or their counter towards the High Court's order so far. And it's a case that TTV has been fighting for a very long time over FERA violations, about starting a restaurant business in Singapore and any other country as well. So there were violations not just by TTV Dhinakaran but also Sasikala, also his aunt. So these are some, it's a very, very long case, but clearly a huge relief for TTV Dhinakaran in the current, keeping in mind the current scenario and in the current predicament that he is already in. So what this can also spell is that it can spell a huge trouble for TTV, in fact, because in the ongoing scenario for TTV Dhinakaran getting a relief, it's something that will not go down well with the other two factions. Clearly, the AIDMK also is in a huge turmoil right now, considering the kind of opinions that is going around about the AIDMK, the kind of scams that they've all been embroiled under. So this comes as a massive relief for TTV Dhinakaran and his supporters as well, Viren.
Well, absolutely, Vijay, they're tracking that story for us. Thanks for joining us on the phone line.
He denied.
I was not under the influence of any intoxication.
He shed crocodile tears.
আপনাদের মধ্যে এখানে কজনের এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আছে যে সব থেকে কাছের কোনো বন্ধুকে একটা অ্যাক্সিডেন্টের পরে নিজের হাতে করে এমার্জেন্সিতে ঢোকানো, when she's bleeding from all over her body, experience থাকলে বুঝতে পারবেন কতটা কষ্ট হয়।
Bijnor channel's stunning investigation exposed the VVIP actor.
If what Vikram is holding is actually alcohol, then his claims that he made very publicly about not having been drinking completely go out of the window.
Explosive statements nailed the VVIP actor.
He ordered rum and coke. I think he was mixing his drinks that night.
And within hours, Mamta woken up from her slumber.
Dr. Banerjee has taken cognizance of the entire report, and Dr. Banerjee is so to believe, has asked courts to investigate, do a fair probe.
Justice for Sonika. Times Now investigation impact. Times Now action begins here.
Well, moving on to another story we're tracking now. If you thought that Manishankar Iyer going out to meet Pakistan's top dalal in the country, that's Shabir Shah, was bad enough, now you have senior leader in the party, Saifuddin Soz, going out and saying that he would have held talks with Burhan Wani. Now, remember, Burhan Wani, who was a commander in the valley responsible for a number of acts of terror, was killed, and the anniversary just coming up. But Saifuddin Soz really coming out with this shocking comment where he comes out to say that had he not been killed, I would have sat across the table with Burhan Wani. Let's listen to what Saifuddin Soz had to say.
बुरहान वानी को जिंदा रहना चाहिए ताकि मैं डायलॉग करता हूं उनके साथ और मैं समझाता हूं उनको कि कश्मीर हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान की दोस्ती का एक बड़ा अच्छा मजबूत पुल बन सकता है और वो भी उसमें काम आते। लेकिन अब वो मर गए हैं। जो लोग शहीद मानते हैं वो माने, जो लोग मानते हैं कि वो कत्ल हो गए, हो गया है हादसा। मगर मैं आपको कहता हूं हमको पलट के पाकिस्तान और हिंदुस्तान के दरमियान दोस्ती बढ़ाने के रास्ते में आना चाहिए और कश्मीरियों का दर्द समझना चाहिए।
Well, all through that soundbite, not one word of condemnation for the actions of Burhan Wani, which is responsible for taking a number of lives in the valley, but the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, Nirmal Singh, in fact, speaking at times now, hitting out at Saifuddin Soz, saying that politicians should not try to make these terrorists into martyrs.
और टेररिज्म को प्रोत्साहन देना जो है ये बहुत ही भर्त्सना योग्य है। वी कंडेम इट इन स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पॉसिबल वर्ड्स। दिस इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल and the government is not going to accept and the country is not going to accept such things from the leaders who claim that they represent the people. Unfortunately, they are defeated people. That's why they are saying all this.
Well, Pradeep is joining me live, in fact, from Jammu at this point. Pradeep, this shocking comment coming from Saifuddin Soz. How is he trying to justify this comment? Because, you know, on one hand, you saw Manishankar Iyer go out and meet Shabir Shah, but now we're seeing a senior Congress leader. He's not a fringe element of the party, but he goes on to say that he sat across the table with Burhan Wani and had a discussion with him.
Really very shocking statement coming from a person of the stature of Saifuddin Soz, who had not only been the president of the party, but he was also a union minister during UPA regime. So really shocking where he's trying to play to the galleries. In fact, by doing so, if he thinks that he's going to resurrect his dwindling political career, he's completely mistaken. By giving such statement, he's simply demoralizing all those 24 personnel who take the bullets on their chest, work under adverse conditions to ensure peace and prosperity for the people of Kashmir. And besides this, he is sprinkling salt on the wounds of all those martyrs because he is trying to sympathize with a terrorist called Burhan Wani, who has been indirectly and directly responsible for so many killings. What kind of a dialogue, in fact, he is talking about holding with a person who had been, in fact, talking about only one thing? For him, the ideology flows through the barrel of the gun. How come you hold a dialogue with that person? Burhan Wani was the one who had been openly, in fact, warning and asking people to attack the police personnel. Besides this, he was the one who gave, in fact, the first drive for the caliphate in Kashmir Valley. So how come you think of holding a dialogue with that? I think the Congress party needs to initiate action against, because they have not done it in the past, but this time they should at least reprimand a senior political party leader like Saifuddin Soz, because by distancing themselves from such statement is not really going to serve the purpose, because he as a senior party leader, he was the president of the party, he had been the union minister in the UPA government. So Congress will have to initiate action, and I think Rahul Gandhi has to, in fact, break his silence in this regard. They can't just go out and give such statement where they are trying to, in fact, legitimize the terror-related activities of people like Burhan Wani. In fact, they need to take a lesson from the British government, where they, in fact, cancelled the rally which was to be held in Birmingham, because they, in fact, looked into the sentiments of the people and also realized that whole world has to unite, come together and fight against the terrorism. They can't allow a rally that is going to glorify terrorists like Burhan Wani. If Britain can do so, what is really wrong with the Congress leadership? Why for their particular political constituency they are giving such statement? This is in fact really shocking, and I think Saifuddin Soz need to take back either his words or he should apologize. But Congress will have to initiate action.
Stay with me. I've got RSN Singh who's joining us on the phone line. Colonel Singh, you've got a shocking comment coming from a senior Congress leader who goes on to say, well, I'd rather have sat down across the table with Burhan Wani, a man who sweared by the gun, a man who called the people of Kashmir to pick up arms against the Indian state. Saifuddin Soz wants to sit down and have a conversation with him.
No, Mr. Saifuddin Soz, I mean, does he mean that Burhan Wani is the first and the last of the terrorists, in Kashmir? Aren't there any more terrorists left? Is terrorism out? So what he should do now, I would advise him that he should talk to other, terrorists operating in the valley and prevail upon them to, to lead the path which he thinks he can effect by talking to them. I mean, the fact of the matter is that people like Saifuddin Soz don't matter at all in the valley. They are the ones, who are only interested in promoting their sons. Several of them are in in different political camps. And then he should also talk to Hafiz Saeed, because Burhan Wani was also in communication with the Lashkar-e-Toiba leaders. There is also, this fellow Zakir Musa, he should get in across the table and talk to him.
Well, absolutely. Is that going to be the approach of the Congress party, which is yet to come out and condemn what Saifuddin Soz had to say? RSN Singh, please stay with me. We try to get in a word from Saifuddin Soz, try to grill him of what he said. Here's Need for you trying to reach Saifuddin Soz.
So you have said that you would have kept Burhan Wani on alive, in fact, and would have encouraged talks with him. Why is that statement coming from you?
No, I am saying that Burhan Wani was killed in an encounter because army or the para forces have duty to kill. They can't offer flowers. So Burhan Wani is dead by now. But if I have to deal with a militant, with a terrorist, I have better argument. Through argument I can get him to my philosophy of life. So it's always possible. Killings don't solve the problem.
But sir, that did not really happen even when he was alive, and in fact Burhan Wani has been a terrorist and he's been killed. So why is it that you're opposing the killing of Burhan Wani? And why?
I'm not. This is a defect with times now. You try to put words into my...
That's a clear statement that you have given.
I never said that. I said Burhan Wani as a terrorist or as a militant. If I have a chance in my life to talk to terrorists or you see anybody, I will through force of argument.
So why, but
Because
why talk to a
dialogue
terrorist? That's what you were saying. I would have talked to terrorists about it, sir.
No, my point, Burhan Wani is a symbol representing militancy. I say a better institution for exchange of thought processes is a dialogue. Like stone pelters, we must understand why they are doing it. So you go to the genesis only by talking. It is not just feeling now you will distort it and say, I feel sympathy with Burhan Wani. It is not that. Burhan Wani is a symbol representing militancy. How to deal with militants? Through the force of argument. Because killings generate more killings. Therefore, Kashmir situation cannot be tackled and decided by army. I feel so.
You're not the only person. Of course, we know that Manishankar Iyer from your party also believed that we should talk to separatists and solve the problem of Kashmir. But then why is it that so much reluctance when it comes to criticizing Burhan Wani or the militancy?
No, I don't think. You have every right to say about Burhan Wani what you want to say. I say as a citizen that the best course of action, even with the militants, is to open a dialogue. I want Government of India to talk to Hurriyat conference, which has been on the extreme. We are in the mainstream. But if you open a dialogue with us and other mainstream leaders, you talk to Hurriyat also. And I want dialogue to be open with all kind of, youth in Kashmir.
And terrorist organizations also?
I don't know what terrorist organizations, not Pakistani terrorist organizations, but with our own boys and girls, even if they have stone in hand, we must understand, reach their mind and create a condition of a durable peace.
So do you also believe that the government is not doing enough when it comes to having dialogues or anything when it comes to solving the problems of Kashmir?
No, I want Government of India to come full circle and talk to Kashmir. Anybody, including Hurriyat. And I have a situation in mind that Prime Minister Modi has the capacity to convert the challenge into his historic opportunity. And this opportunity is available to him.
So my question also is about Syed Salahuddin actually being designated as a global terrorist. What is your view on that?
You see, whosoever challenges the peace process and wants to take a gun, go.
That you have called for, very good one where we can see several panelists speaking about it. How do you really think at this point of time, the problems in Kashmir? In fact, several statements coming in. One controversial statement, in fact, Saifuddin Soz has given is that he would have kept Burhan Wani alive if that, so that there would have been a peace process or a dialogue with him. What do you really think about it?
The first duty of every patriotic Indian, and of course the duty of the Indian government, is to recognize that the situation in Kashmir is very serious. And this situation cannot be normalized by using military force. That is not the way that normalcy can be achieved in Kashmir at all. The only way to win over the hearts and minds of the people of Kashmir and also to re-begin an effective political process is to have dialogue with all the stakeholders in Kashmir, including, I insist, separatists. Because
किशोर साहब ने सही कहा, लेकिन इसमें मैं एक बात और जोड़नी चाहता हूँ, वो ये कि देखिए टेररिस्ट को लिक्विडेट करते हैं एक प्रक्रिया डिफेंस फोर्सेस, पुलिस फोर्सेस का है, लेकिन पोस्टर लगाना और कि वो एक बहुत बड़ा कदम है, क्लेम करना, वो गलत है। ठीक है, आपने एक टेररिस्ट को न्यूट्रलाइज किया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप पोस्टर्स लगाकर एक सेंसिटिव इश्यू को आपने फोकस दिया, ये गलत था। डायलॉग प्रोसेस होना चाहिए।
Fictitious viewership decimated. India endorses honesty. India endorses credibility. India watches Times Now. Times Now, always number one. Thank you for your trust.
Well, it seems the Congress party for the moment doesn't seem to want to criticize what Saifuddin Soz had to say. In fact, they go on to back most of what he said. But remember, you can join us here on the Immersive experience here on Times Now on Newsroom 365. All you have to do is go to YouTube, type Times Now Live, and you get a 360-degree sense of what the newsroom is like here on Times Now. We're tracking all the developments right here. All the big stories from our Mumbai studios. Thanks so much for joining us. Newsroom 365 takes a short break. Lots more on the other side. We're back with some breaking news coming in now in Bikaner. A firecracker factory, in fact, caught fire. In the walled city of Bikaner, 5 people have been killed. Well, 3 nearby houses collapsed and 20 people have been injured. Fire tenders are on the spot trying to battle the huge blaze. My colleague Arvind Singh now joining us on the phone line. Arvind, give us a sense of what the situation is like on the ground at the moment.
At the moment, the SDRF, the State and Disaster Response Teams are there at the spot and they are trying to douse the fire and rescue the people there. This fire had started around 11 a.m. in the morning. Then this firecracker factory go down, got into the huge fire, and 5 people have died in this incident, while 20 others have been injured who have been treated at PBM hospital. While 3 nearby houses have also been collapsed due to the impact of the explosion in this go down after the fire broke out. This is a congested walled city area of Bikaner in Sohangiri Kuwa area, where the lanes are also very narrow, so that fire tenders are not been able to reach the spot properly. That is why the SDRF has been called in, and at this point of time the fire has been doused and rescue work is going on at the spot. Back to you.
Right, Arvind, reporting that story for us. Fire that broke out in a firecracker go down, in fact, in Bikaner. Thanks for joining us, Arvind. Well, that's all we have on Newsroom 365 here on Times Now. Remember, the news and updates continue on the other side of Times Now. Stay tuned.